Alright, so we had ourselves a huge update this morning, and with it came a game changer for console. So it says gyro aiming and flick stick control. Use new gyro aiming for finer control or completely change how you aim on controller with flick stick. Watch the video to learn more or check out our blog. So let me play this video for you here. This is from the actual creator, and then we're going to talk about it because he shows it, he explains it, but there's so many settings to cover, and that's what the blog is for. So I'm going to cover both. Let's watch the video first.
Forget aim assist, forget dead zones. It's time to aim with your own two hands with Fortnite's new and improved gyro controls. See how I turn the camera just by turning the controller? Gyro aiming can be great for everything from slight aim adjustments to fast and precise flicks. Whether you like to hold the controller upright, flat, or somewhere in between, you should find that Fortnite's new gyro controls give you a really natural command over the camera and over your weapon. I like the extra stability of having the controller flat in my lap, so let's move to an overhead view of the controller so you can see what I'm doing. From a small layer of extra control just when you need it, to something that can more drastically change how you look around the game world, Fortnite has a wide variety of new options here. So let's have a quick look at what you can do. If you enable gyro controls and don't change anything else, gyro aiming will only be active while you're pressing the aim button or while editing a building. That way you don't have to worry about how you're moving your controller during regular gameplay, but you can activate it whenever you need it. Of course, aiming with the look stick still works as normal, even while gyro is active. Players can still use the look stick for big camera movements and just rely on gyro to line up a shot or track a moving target. Other players like to have their gyro always on. If that's how you're playing, it's usually a good idea to customize your controls so that you have a gyro modifier button. Pressing and holding the gyro modifier button will disable the gyro so you can reposition your controller without messing with the camera. Playing like this, you could even do away with the look stick entirely if you really wanted to. But let's try something different with the stick. When gyro controls are enabled, you also have the option to use flick stick. Flick stick lets you turn the camera by rotating the stick. When you first point the stick in any direction, you'll make a smooth and quick turn to face that direction. For example, pull the stick back to quickly look behind you, or if you're taking fire, point the stick in that direction to see where it's coming from, and let gyro aim take care of the rest. Once the stick has been engaged, rotating it will rotate the camera. So between flicking and rotating the stick, this gives you fast and direct control over your bearing at all times. Now, because flick stick uses the whole range of the look stick just to turn the camera left and right, it gives you no way to look up and down. So flick stick requires that you have gyro controls enabled, and I strongly recommend flick stick players either have gyro aiming always on, or make it so that engaging the flick stick also activates gyro, so they can look up and down whenever they need to. Of course, the more drastically you change your controls, the more practice it's going to take to get comfortable with them. So as you give these new options a go and figure out what works best for you, it's probably a good idea to get some practice in Battle Lab, creative modes, or at least warm up against wildlife and NPCs before getting yourself into too much trouble. Check out the Fortnite blog for more details on the options available. I'm Jib Smart, Input and Gyro Specialist and the creator of Flickstick, and I've so enjoyed working with Epic to bring these options to Fortnite. I can't wait to see what you do with them.
So there you go. That is very confusing to me, but the actual settings are even more confusing. So here's what the blog says. Made in collaboration with Input Specialist and Flickstick creator Julian Jib Smart, we've added gyro controls to Fortnite on gyro-supported platforms, and Flickstick too. You may be thinking, doesn't Fortnite already have gyro controls? While it's true that Fortnite on Nintendo Switch and Android had gyro-based motion controls, we've added more robust gyro controls to Fortnite on the Switch, Android, PlayStation 4 and 5, and PC. So let me show you how to get to your settings. You obviously go down to settings, click that. It's the one right here with the finger on the motion, and it says touch and motion. So right here, gyro aiming. But look at all these things. You've got active mode, combat, active mode, building, look, stick effect, sensitivity, all these things. There's flick stick down there. So you have to turn this on, and then you can modify some of these other ones. So let's see what the blog post says about this. So it says there's two separate active mode settings. Active mode combat refers to when you want gyro active while you're in combat, while active mode building refers to when you want gyro active while building or editing. Here's the selections for both. So in active mode, there's scope only, scope aiming harvesting, and then always. So those are pretty much self-explanatory. Same thing for building. You You can have none, editing, or always. So it says if you set either active mode to always, it's a good idea to have another way to disable gyro so you can reset your controller position. You can do this by setting the look stick effect option to disables, or in the controller customization settings, customizing your controller to include a gyro modifier button. So it says look stick effect, what the right stick does to gyro. Choose the effect your right stick has on gyro. If you set look stick effect to none, using or not using the right stick has no effect on gyro. If you set it to disables, using the right stick will disable gyro. This is helpful for repositioning your controller without moving the camera. Setting look stick effect to enables makes it so that the gyro will be enabled while you're using the right stick, even if it wouldn't normally be active with your chosen active mode selections. This doesn't turn off gyro when not using the right stick. This is also confusing to me. I don't understand. I'm going to have to play around with it. Then it talks about sensitivity, and it says, as you'd expect, you're able to adjust the gyro sensitivity. When it's set to 1.0, which is the default, the camera will move the same amount as the controller. And then down here it says acceleration is set to 2 times by default, and it increases your sensitivity when you turn the controller quickly. To help keep your aim steady, zooming in will make the camera turn more slowly. This zoom scaling can be disabled in the advanced gyro options right down here. You can see that with all these. Oh my gosh, there's just so many things here. Turning up acceleration lets you turn the camera more quickly when turning the controller quickly, even if you keep your sensitivity low. Oh, then it goes on, and there's just so many things it talks about, but let's see flick stick. Let's see what that is. It says we've added flick stick to complement the gyro experience. Found in the touch and motion tab as well, turn on flick stick so that when you point the right stick in a certain direction, the camera will quickly flick to face that direction. Since this means you can no longer aim up or down with the right stick, this requires gyro aiming to be enabled. So they go hand in hand. Flick stick is generally recommended for experienced gyro players, but some new gyro players get a hold of it quickly. Okay, so here's some tips, is what it says. Interested in playing Fortnite with gyro? Here are some tips from Jib himself. For new gyro players, we recommend enabling gyro and not adjusting any other gyro settings, except sensitivities if you feel the need to change them. We also recommend keeping flick stick off. With gyro enabled and other settings at default, gyro is only active when aiming. This way, it simply adds on to traditional stick aiming, giving you a chance to get used to what gyro's best at: fine aiming adjustments. So what they're saying is, right now, if you've never tried it before, that's going to be me. I'm going to do a separate video testing this out. But it said just turn this on and make sure flick stick is off, which is basically the default. Don't mess with any other settings right now. So that's what they recommend until you get the hang of it. Then it says, for experienced gyro players, we recommend setting your aim mode to always and binding another input to disable gyro. A simple way to do this without losing controller real estate is to combine it with another input. For example, you can set crouch or slide and gyro modifier, which disables gyro, to the same button, and then activate either one depending on how long you press the button. For players who want to give flick stick a go, we recommend setting your look stick effect to enables. This way, even in an aim assist mode, in which gyro is not active all the time, you can still make vertical adjustments when you need to by engaging the flick stick. A huge note down here says, which platforms can I use gyro in Fortnite on? And it says gyro in Fortnite is available on gyro supported platforms. These are platforms whose control methods allow for gyro. Players can use gyro in Fortnite on Switch, PlayStation 4 or 5, PC, and Android. So no Xbox. Xbox does not get this feature for some reason. Now, also of note, listen to this. It says, can I still use aim assist while using gyro? Having gyro aiming on disables aim assist whenever gyro is active. Are you kidding me? So this disables your aim assist. That's not cool. Okay, so this is all too much for me. This is overwhelming. I don't know anything about this. I can't really comprehend all these settings, so I'm going to play around with it. I'm going to let you guys know if it's good or not, but I just wanted to get this initial video out showcasing the creator's actual video because he shows and displays what it can do. But these settings, that's a lot to cover. And I don't really comprehend what they're saying. So it's best if I just play around with it and then I'll do a best settings video. Maybe I'll showcase how I figure it out as well. in the process. But I can't tell if this is good or not. The fact that it disables aim assist when you use this, that's kind of scary to me, especially as a console player. So I'll see. I'll let you guys know. But in the comments, let me know if you've used this. Is it worth it? Did you have flick stick on? Did you mess with any settings? Let me know. So that's all there is to it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. A like is always appreciated. And don't forget to use my Support-A-Creator Code, which is Tabor time.